These are the things that I wish I had known and what I would tell myself just after having my first baby. I've just had a friend that's just had a baby, and that's what prompted me to get on and have a chat with you, because there's so much that goes on for us. Obviously, we've just gone through the 9 months of pregnancy and boom, it's motherhood, we've got a baby. And there's so much going on with our body. Our body's changed during pregnancy, so we're adapting to that with a newborn baby. As long as if you're breastfeeding, you're learning how to do that, which means your nipples will be sore, potentially even cracking as they get used to a baby sucking on them. There's just so much. Our hormones are all over the place. We're sleepless because our baby could be up all night, obviously wanting to feed, and it's trying to adjust to life outside of your body, and you're trying to adjust now to having a newborn baby, so you may not sleep a lot either. So not only are you dealing with hormones all over the place, you're dealing with a body that's changed, a sore vagina more than likely. If you've had a C-section, a sore stomach, your body will be contracting as well because your tummy will all be going back down. So your stomach, as your uterus is going back down in that first week or that first few days especially, you're getting pains in the stomach as well. So there's just a lot going on. And if you've got in-laws coming over, all your friends and your family also wanting to come and see and meet the new baby and see how you are and congratulate you, you've got the pressure of the outside world also wanting to come and say hi. And you've probably got some unsolicited advice of people telling you exactly how you got to do it. This is how you got to do that. This is how you got to do this. And you just feel overwhelmed. What I wish I had have just known is this time flies by like that. It feels like you're in it right now and there's so much going on. You're emotional, you may be crying, you may be stressed out, you're feeling all these different emotions, but just enjoy the sleepless nights. And as crazy as that sounds, I miss them. I miss holding a newborn baby. I miss the first few months went by so fast that I wish I had have really been in the moment more for it and not worried about what anyone else thinks. Let them give me advice. I'll take it or leave it. I don't care. Don't take to heart if someone tells you something you don't agree with. Just let it slip by. Say, oh, thank you for that advice. You don't have to do it. You don't have to have an argument with them. You can just be like, thank you so much for that advice, knowing in your head that you're not going to do it. You're going to do it your way. Because guess what? You're the mum, and I promise you this. This is my next piece of advice I wish I could tell myself is you're the mum. You know best how to deal with you and your baby. No one else does. When they're telling you things, they're trying to help. And if they're coming from a good place. But when you're tired, you're stressed, your nipples are sore, your fanny feels like it's fallen out, you just don't want someone else's advice. So understand they're coming from a good place, but you don't have to do what they say. That's the beauty of it. You get to do it how you want to do it. So if you want to sleep with your baby in your bed with you and do that co-sleeping, you're allowed to because it's your baby. It's no one else's business. Co-sleeping for me, I think it's beautiful. I wish I had slept with my baby more, but also if you don't want to do that and you want to have a routine where your baby goes to sleep in the crib or the cot or wherever that space is, the bassinet where you've got your baby sleeping, that's okay as well. If you're breastfeeding or you're bottle feeding, that's okay as well. Whatever works for you, it's no one else's business. It's yours and you get to choose. Of course, I tried breastfeeding. I had a real difficult time with breastfeeding and my second. So for me, I wish I had have just been told myself back then, don't stress. You're doing your best. Take your time. Your baby is picking up on your energy. So it's not going to be perfect straight away, and it doesn't have to be. It's a learning. You guys are learning together, and that is okay. I just miss this time so much. I miss that newborn stage. And people told me it goes by so fast, but I didn't really get it until now. Like my youngest is 9, turning 10 this year, and it really does go by so fast. Those newborn where they just cuddly and they sleep and they just need you. They need that closeness with you. It's gone. And by the time they're tweens and teens, they want their friends. They're out doing other things. So you really want to just soak up those first few months where they're not running around, they're not moving around, they're not giving you attitude yet, they're just loving you. And it's crazy because our body's changed, our hormones are all over the place. We're exhausted, not only from giving birth and being pregnant for 9 months, but just trying to adjust to everything that I just mentioned, the breastfeeding, the body healing, your body changing, your body shapes change, you've probably got stretch marks, and that's completely okay. So there's all these things we're emotionally dealing with, as well as we're dealing with another human being that needs us 24/7. And that is just the best thing ever. So I say, Shani, if I'm talking to myself, embrace this newborn, tired, hormones all over the place, nipples a sore time, because it doesn't last forever. And I promise you, you'll look back and you'll miss this time. You'll miss having sore nipples. You'll miss just having that newborn baby. I feel like the newborn baby phase goes by the quickest in motherhood. It's the phase that, one, I miss the most. It's one of my favorite phases, and I really just was so caught up in trying to please everybody else, stressed that I was tired and hormonal and I couldn't breastfeed right and I couldn't do this right, and I felt like my house wasn't clean enough and I wasn't managing everything right. That who cares about any of that? Who cares that your dishes aren't done? Who cares that your bed's not made? Who cares that there's shit all over the floor? It doesn't matter. What matters is your baby and you connecting in that first few weeks, that first 3 months, and everything else will work. Because I promise you, you'll get a chance to do the dishes when the time's right. You'll get a chance to make your bed when the time's right. And if your bed sits there unmade for 3 weeks, who cares? Like, if that means something to you and you really want to make your bed and that makes you happy, go for it. But it's not going to break you. It doesn't matter. And I think that we try and juggle everything and we feel like we need to just nail it from the get-go. And there's no expectation, like we're allowed to do it how it works for us. And I think sometimes society puts that pressure on us to have all this breast milk, to be breastfeeding perfectly from day one, to bounce our body back, to get back to exercise straight away, to get back to running if that's something that you loved prior to having your baby. There's all those pressures on you, and it doesn't matter. You'll eventually get back to running. It'll wait. You'll eventually get your body back. You truly will, when the time's right. For each of my kids that I had, I started working on my fitness and getting my body back at different times. Honestly, what I decided to do is just, when I felt right, when I felt ready, you'll know. You'll know when you're ready to start exercising again, or you'll know when you're ready to start doing what you need to do. And if it's 3 months, if it's 2 weeks, whatever, I mean, the doctor will obviously give you the all clear, but you might not be ready when the doctor gives you the all clear. And that's okay. So you get to start doing that kind of thing when you're ready, because you can get your body back for the rest of your life. You can't get those newborn months back where everything's so new and fresh, and that first time of being a mother where everything feels so overwhelmed. It's learning. So you don't have to get everything right. It's okay to be tired. Just go, you know what, I'm tired today. I'm not going to do the dishes. You'll probably have people around you that are going to help you, but it's okay as well if you don't. You just leave that bed unmade if you just don't feel like doing it today. Just enjoy those cuddly times with your baby. If that's all you do all day, if you don't get a chance to shower, you just feel like you need to cuddle your baby all day and feed when the baby feels like it, because you don't have to be on a time limit. If you don't feel like you need to feed them every 3 hours because the baby needs to feed now, it's crying, it wants the boob right now, but you haven't hit the 3-hour mark or whatever schedule you're trying to stick to, then do what's right for you. Or someone's told you you need to feed your baby 3 hourly and you're trying to stick to that schedule. If your baby's hungry before the 3 hours and you want to feed them right now, you're allowed to, because guess what? You're the mum. You know what's right for you and your baby. You can feel it. It's like this innate thing inside you. Once that baby's born, you'll know what to do more than anybody else. So trust your instincts of what's right for you and what's right for that little baby that you've grown inside you for 9 months around about. You know what's right for you. So please take that advice if you want to, but you don't have to listen to it. Whatever's on the internet, social media, if it's stressing you out to see someone's perfect life, then just get off it. Don't even sift on the phone. Read a book while you're breastfeeding, open a Kindle, do something else. Or just stare at your baby because they're so damn cute and they're not going to look like that forever. They're going to give you cheeks soon and they're going to start to grow teeth and want to nip at your nipples. So enjoy that time while they're newborn and don't rush it. Enjoy the tiredness, as I said. Enjoy the sore nipples. Enjoy everything that you feel like is overwhelming right now. Know that is not going to last forever. So be in the moment. Go, you know what? Right now I feel so damn tired. I feel like I just want to cry. My nipples feel like they're about to fall off, but that's okay. I'm doing great. I'm right where I need to be right now. And today I'm just going to stare at my newborn baby, enjoy the chaos of learning to breastfeed, and know that I'm doing it right for the way it's supposed to be for me and my baby. Gosh, for me, if I had have known those things right back when I was a first-time mum or even a second-time mum, like there's so much we learn with each pregnancy. It would have just saved me so much stress to know that I'm doing the best for me. And that time goes by so damn quickly. It's over before you know it. You'll forget about the sore nipples. You forget about the exhaustion of the pain through labor, all the stuff that goes on in that first couple of weeks. You'll forget it all and you'll just remember the good things. So just embrace that first few weeks and be present, be in the moment and enjoy your baby, you and your baby. One tip that Julius and I did, and we didn't learn this till several babies into our journey of parenting, is not having guests over. We actually put out a rule after baby number 1, 2, 3, we put out a rule that we'd have visitors after 8 weeks. And that might not be realistic for you, but you could make it the first 2 weeks, 1 week, where you just want it to be you, your baby, and your little family, your little bubble. And then you can invite outsiders in. And I don't know if your parents or your in-laws are going to be okay with that, but that's a rule you get to create for you and your little family if that's what works for you. As I said, Jules and I did 8 weeks. You don't have to make it that long, but that 8 weeks is like a critical time and it goes by so fast. We wanted it to just be our little family. So that's a rule we created. I feel like we could have created it from the very first baby. We kind of, as I said, learnt as we went. So that would be a piece of advice I'd give myself is you don't need to let guests and visitors in and people to cuddle your baby when they're learning your smell and your connection right away. You don't have to feel bad for that. If you just don't want anyone to cuddle your baby, you don't want any visitors for the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long you stipulate, that's okay. People will understand. And if they don't, then really, why are they even your friend? They will 100%, if they're a good friend and good family, they'll understand that that is your time to connect with your baby. So don't feel bad for that. I feel like for baby 1, baby 2, we had people over way too soon and we had visitors over way too soon. And I feel like that was so much pressure on me. So that is why Julius and I made a decision that first 8 weeks, as I said, that was a long time frame for us, but it felt right for us that we just made it our time for us to get used to that new family member. Dynamic changes, like for when we had Alexis and Dante, which were just over 12 months apart, they were 13 months apart. That dynamic there, Alexis getting used to Dante and getting used to him being in the house, that's a whole dynamic when you bring in a sibling 2 or 3. They got to get to know each other, as well. So then having outsiders constantly coming over and visiting throws just complete turmoil into a family situation. So it's okay if you just want it to be your little bubble for as long as you need. So I want to finish by saying, you are doing everything perfect. Enjoy, smile, laugh, cry if you need to. That's okay too. It's another emotion that sometimes after a good cry, you just feel so refreshed and so good. And just be present and in the moment right now. You don't want to wish away those sleepless nights. You don't want to wish away the breastfeeding experience, however that looks for you. Bottle feeding, however that looks for you. You don't want to wish away those moments because they're gone by like that and you will miss them.